Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the June 12, 2007 Board of Selectmen Sewer Commissioners Workshop meeting. May the clerk please call the roll.
Madam Chair, 4 selectmen are present. Selectman Donahue is not present, and the interim town administrator, John Foster, is here.
What I assume most of you are here for is the town auditor, and we will get to that in a moment. We just had a couple of one-day liquor applications, permits to approve, and then we'll have the auditor come up and we'll get each of you to introduce yourselves, and we'll introduce ourselves and get going with it, okay? Do you have the licenses?
I do. The first license is looking for approval to Christopher Smith for a wedding reception, Miss Dubovic and Mr. Soy at the Old Red Farm Inn, Stockton Shortcut, Wareham, on June 23rd, 2007, beginning at 4 p.m. and ending at midnight.
Okay. Is there anyone here for that? Oh, come on up. Please come up and have a seat.
How you doing?
This must be nerve-wracking. A week and a half before the wedding, worrying about this. Yeah. I saw how nervous you were. I was in the office when you had come in. Now let me see. All right, so this is a one-day liquor license. And is Christopher Smith, is that the person in charge of the event?
Yeah,
He
is the bar caterer.
Okay. And did you want to see this? Okay. All right. Any questions from the board? John, any questions?
I have one. The Old Red Farm Inn, that's down at Bull Harbor. The inn there they're the ones that weren't supposed to be having receptions and stuff down there?
From my understanding, because I did check this out, what the issue was, and that I believe it is at zoning or going through zoning right now, the issue was that they had a little cafe that they had added on, and so they were seating and serving in there, but they weren't authorized. But this is, I guess, part of the bed and breakfast, which was a grandfathered accepted use, also allows to rent the land, and I guess they put like a tent outside. Is that what it is?
Yeah, they have a pavilion out back that will be under and catered by outside caterer.
Yeah, and that was the issue with it, and that's why these.
Okay, so what, it's your wedding, is that what
Yes.
it is?
Yeah.
So, but you want Christopher Smith?
No, he couldn't make it tonight. He didn't know he had to be here.
Okay. All right, I knew there was a case against that place, I just asked.
Yep, no problem.
Okay. Do you want to make a motion?
I move that we approve the one-day liquor permit under the provisions of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 14, to Christopher Smith for a wedding reception at the Old Red Farm Inn, Stockton Shortcut, Wareham, on June 23rd, 2007, beginning at 4 p.m. and ending at midnight.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? It is unanimous.
Thank you very
Good
much.
luck in your life.
luck.
I hope
Thank you.
everything goes great
Appreciate
with you. Take care.
Thank you.
Okay, and the next item is a one-day license for Deborah Snow. Is Ms. Snow here?
Sones?
Oh,
Is it
Sones, I'm sorry.
Sones?
Yeah. You want to come on up? Hi, how are you today? Okay.
This is for a funeral reception at the Old Red Farm Inn, Stockton Shortcut, on June 16th, 2007, beginning 12 noon and ending at 4 p.m.
Might not have needed you to come up. Any questions? Anyone? Okay. Want to make a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the funeral reception at the Old Red Farm Inn, care of Deborah Sones, at Stockton Shortcut, Wareham, on June 16, 2007, beginning 12 noon and ending 4 p.m. That's right. This application is for a one-day liquor permit under the provisions of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 14.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? It is unanimous.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Have a nice evening. Thank you.
Madam Chair, on this Red Farm Inn, my personal opinion is, now that these two are done and gone, we should hold off on this until this case with these people is settled, what they're allowed to do down there. I don't think it's clear-cut yet what they're licensed to do.
Who's it before? What board?
I believe it is in front of the Zoning Board of Appeals for some work that had been done there, and I believe it's in front of also actually the Board of Health is involved with it, because they had a license, or a food handler's permit or whatever, for a bed and breakfast type thing, and then they added in a cafe.
Can we get clarification from the ZBA?
Yes, I believe the case is pending. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
It's on the docket, but it hasn't.
Well, when both of these came up, it was last week, and I had the office talk to both Board of Health and the Building Department to see if either of these were prevented, and they both said that they were accepted use from the grandfathered use of what they were before, so that's why. But I think you're absolutely right.
Well,
I mean, we should at least...
just the other thing is they start putting tents up for weddings, you need permits from the building department for that, and there's a lot more to it than...
Right.
So-
Well, I thought it was a tent. They had said it was a pavilion that's there, so I don't know. But you're absolutely right. We should check that out.
Maybe we just get a letter of clarification from both ZBA and Board of Health, and
Sure.
just so,
Yep, no,
We're
you're
not-
absolutely right.
Because I see
Because
what's going
it
to
is the-
happen is they're just going to have all their
Right.
Right.
applicants come in looking for a one-day
And it's-
license, and they'll never
yeah.
get it for themselves.
and it's the summertime, and
Right.
this is when we're going to...
The pavilion that they're referring to is a structure that's behind this property. It's a permanent structure. I don't know how old it is.
I thought the issue was the underlying zoning itself.
Yeah, originally, I guess there were complaints by the neighbors regarding the sale of food from the property, and they had done some renovations to it. And I guess they were originally allowed. They took a food handler's course, and they were going through the process. And I guess there was a lack of communication between the offices, and then they realized they were trying to have a cafe or try to sell food to the golfers, bagel sandwiches and things like that to the golfers that were playing in Little Harbor. And then it escalated to, there was a pavilion built. And then they were going to have wedding receptions, and this hadn't been done in the past, or it had been done. There's an argument over what that property was being used for, and now they're at the Board of Appeals to deal with all those concerns.
I understand everything you just said, but I think, and not to speak for John, but I think his point is, and correctly so, that we as a issuing board, if we have some clarification, something in writing, it gives us essentially, I'm not saying we need cover, but it gives us the comfort and confidence to be able to continue the issue.
Right.
And I think he's right that we need just some letter of clearly stating that we should be issuing or should not be, I guess.
Yep. We'll take care of that tomorrow. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the town auditor for an update and presentation. And I guess as he's coming up, I think most of the people here are the new members of the Finance Committee. If you want to just take this microphone right here, you can pull it out if you guys want to come up and introduce yourselves. John Cronin, Bruce Savageau, Brenda Ekstrom, Jim Potter, Jane Donahue, and our interim town administrator, John Foster. And welcome all, and thank you very much for stepping up and participating in the local governmental process. Take it right out so that, there we go. Should have a little bit of room there.
Dominic Camerano Jr.
Nice to meet you,
Onset
Dominic.
Mass. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.